Welcome to the first episode of In Your Corner. My name is Keith Dixon, and I want to start by simply saying this. I am genuinely happy that you are here. This podcast has been in my heart, in my head, my thoughts for such a long time. Not as a project, not as content, but just something real, something raw, something honest, something that I know I could have used in the past couple of years. Just so know, today is just the beginning of something special, not just for me, but hopefully for you too. In fact, I know it's going to be special. It's not going to be perfect, like me, flaws, imperfections. And before I get into the story, I want to just talk about the logo and the name for the podcast. Just simply came for a moment with my son Joshua. Last year I was getting ready for a 10-week fight camp. But while I was doing this fight camp, I was actually homeless, living in a men's hostel, a men's shelter. So it was a 10-week fight camp. At the end of it, you had your fight. So doing all the training, it was between Sandy Mount and the city centre. But it wasn't the fight or the training that broke me and that I found tough. It was a few weeks in, we were getting ready for the ticket sales. And I found out that the two boys weren't allowed to attend the fight. There was age restrictions in the venue because of the alcohol licence. It was in Leopardstown Racecourse. Zachary didn't mind not going, but Joshua did. Joshua was a bit upset. He wanted to come to the fight. And he simply said, "Dad, I wish I was in your corner." And as I said to him then, "Joshua, you're always in my corner. And son, I am always in yours." And to be honest, it's actually even emotional thinking about it now, but I actually nearly pulled out of that fight then. Didn't even go training the next day, didn't go to the session. Just sat there thinking, what's the point? Why am I bothering? But no, this fight was for the boys. It was to show the boys that no matter how hard things get, how tough things get, you show up, you keep going, and you can keep moving forward. That's when I got back into the training, went back to the sessions, finished the last couple of weeks of camp, had the fight, and even won it. So that was a good thing. But obviously the boys weren't there to see it. But those words from Joshua, they kept me going. I didn't quit because of simply that in your corner, that moment. That's why this podcast isn't just a simple name. It's a promise I've carried forward with the boys and a promise that I still carry today. And that image you're seeing there, that sound wave, that frequency, they're Joshua's words. That's Joshua's voice in your corner. And you see, sitting here right now, even recording this first episode, it's a full circle moment for me. Because exactly at this time last year, I was still homeless. I was sitting in a men's shelter, lying in the bunk bed. That cold, grey steel, the springs sticking in the back through their mattress, flimsy sheets and pillows, flaky paint on the walls, the dampness in the air, no locks on doors, whether it was a toilet or a shower. You wouldn't wash yourself in here. It was chaos in there. Low point for me. There was alcohol abuse, drug abuse, violence. I'm not sure how the staff themselves even managed to do the job that they do. It was a thankless job, horrible scene. A very low point, low place. Really tough to be physically and mentally. But 1 year later, here we are, sitting here now, as I said, recording this first one. Feeling nervous, but excited for what's to come. Building back up my gym community with a small community up in the gym, in-person training. Building up an online community, an online program. Full circle moment, full reset, full rebuild. Just simply brick by brick, step by step. And if you're listening in here to this and things are tough for you at the moment, or you're going through a hard time, things seem impossible, nothing is impossible. And that's all I want this to be, just raw, honest conversations that matter, help people, still help myself. I'm not perfect, but I know it's my mindset, my structure, my routine and resilience that kept me going and kept me moving. And I just want to say something very important here. I know my story matters. I know something like that mess can help people. But it is just that. Your mess becomes your message. And I don't see that chapter as my full story. It simply is that one chapter of my story. I have the pen. I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to carry on write it. You can refuse to live in it. We can all be a victim somewhere of something. But it's up to us whether we stay as a victim or not. I know this next chapter won't be about just surviving and getting through things. It's going to be for living and for thriving. I'm actually going to write a book. There'll be a book by the end of this year as well. Not to relive the pain, but a full health and mindset book to help people. Just to show what's possible. I'm nearly 50 now. And I genuinely believe that the next few years are going to be some of the best years of my life. Not just for me, but for my boys. So your past doesn't disqualify you, it simply prepares you. I fully believe life is about lessons. For every negative, there's a positive. For every failure, a success. And I've had it all. Highs, success, right down to nothing and survival. And here's a quick thing about me now, a little on my background and why I think we can help work together. I actually found my very first health and fitness certificate in a press there the other day, and it was 25 years ago. So 25 years in the health and fitness industry. I worked as a gym instructor, a personal trainer, went and did sports injury, sports therapy, physical therapy, set up then coaching sports teams and clubs right up to Dublin County level. I've always rented space in gyms as a personal trainer or for group training. Then went into a partnership for a gym for a couple of years and then opened up my own gym 10 years ago. 10 years living in that gym, day and night, trying to build it up from scratch, from nothing. That was my identity. That was my passion, my community. I still get messages to this day from people saying how much they missed that place, how much they missed that gym. It was such a good place. But the reason they miss it is because it closed down. I lost it. One morning, my usual normal routine, 5:20 a.m, coming in to open up, and there was an eviction notice on the door. Receivers had taken control of the building. They were getting ready to auction it off. I obviously wanted to fight it back, got in touch with my solicitor, but it was going to be a losing battle no matter what. Kept things quiet for a while. It was all letters and phone calls, stress, absolute stress, such a burnout. And then to be not speaking about it or getting help, it was something that I thought I could control, I thought I could look after. But it was always going to be that losing battle. But looking back now, it was a sign. Fully believe as one door closes, one opens. And I was already doing some breath work, meditation work. I actually went back and did a certificate starting in psychology. And then I went and was doing life coaching course and emotional intelligence course because I wanted to bring that into the gym, into the program and into what I was coaching. But as things went down with the gym, pressure got more at home in the relationship, financially as well. And I was just fighting myself, losing my purpose, and I was giving in. All through those dark days, those dark moments, I knew that I didn't want to open up just another gym. I was out there looking at units in a panic, trying to find somewhere else. It wasn't to be. I put all the gym equipment into a container. Then that was like a plaster, isn't it? It's that sticky plaster moment of just putting a plaster over Niagara Falls. And I had to bite the bullet. Sold the equipment in container, thinking I could just live off that. That was going to be what was keeping me going. But that finance didn't last long. lucky enough and grateful enough I started training people in the gym again. But through all this, the relationship broke down, ended up homeless in the shelter, as I said. And it's those routines, that structure of mind, the breath work, the emotional intelligence that I studied, bringing back my own routine, my own habits, pulled me back together. I joined a different gym so there'd be shower facilities in it because I wouldn't wash in the hostel. There was just pure guilt. No matter what, no matter how good the day was, you were going back into that cold bunk bed. The shame, the embarrassment, just letting people down, letting my boys down. That was the killer. That was a really hard part. Some things you just have to keep going, getting on it, and that's just what I always wanted to show the boys. I was doing it then, it was my mindset. It wasn't that I was stronger than anyone else, it's just that I got back into routine, back into structure. That's why I created some of my programs and the way I coach now. That's what I want the podcast here to be. Just open conversation. Like I say in the gym now, we train, we talk, we thrive. So whether you're rebuilding yourself, you just need that support mentally, physically, emotionally, this podcast is going to be for you. I will speak directly to men a lot. That's what I'm familiar with as a father of two. But this podcast is not just for men. Women will take huge value. Anyone rebuilding, anyone trying to improve themselves, you'd be welcome here to listen in here. We will talk about identity, about confidence, self-respect, boundaries, fatherhood, breakups, everything to do with taking new habits, new direction and action. Just real life, real tools, real growth. And as I move forward with things, I want to be clear. I'm moving on now without a mask, without an ego. I used to always operate to impress everybody, like the greatest showman, the ringmaster. But now that's gone, and that's from the hard work I've done on myself in the past couple of years. That's what I do now in my coaching. It's not about material things, about status or validation. It's just genuinely right here now, sitting recording this, so grateful to look back on the past 12 months. Grateful for the simplicity of things, grateful for my own routine, grateful for the quiet solitude in life, but most of all grateful for my two boys, Joshua and Zachary. Success looks very different to me now. It's about presence, it's about peace, and it's about being there with my boys. Waking up, food on the table, keeping that time together. That's the real wealth and real wins to me. So if you're going through a tough time, as I said earlier, wherever you are right now, wherever you're carrying, I am in your corner. I want to thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe or share around, do everything we can to build up this podcast, build up this community together, and let's get to work.